Voilà, donc on attend l'équipe.
So we're waiting for the
En 12 chapitres.
from the worst person in the world.
Le film de Joachim Trier.
Joachim Trier.
Revient à Cannes.
Joachim Trier back in Cannes.
Ah, voilà, les voitures qui avancent.
The cars moving forward, they'll be here in a
En attendant, on
moment.
va peut-être vous plonger dans le bain du film.
Maybe we'll give you an idea of the film with a little extract and then we'll
Exactement de quoi il en
tell you
retourne.
what it's all about.
Regardons.
Have a look at a clip from the worst person in the world.
Jeg skal opp her, jeg.
OK?
Hva heter du for noe?
Julie,
Jeg heter Eivind. Eivind.
ikke si det.
Hvorfor ikke det?
For da bare finner jeg deg på Facebook, og så
Ja. Det er lurt.
OK?
Ok,
Ha det.
ha det. Vi var ikke utro, da.
Vi var ikke det.
Vi var ikke det.
Nei.
Ha det.
Ha det.
La jeune femme que vous venez de voir à l'écran.
The young woman you've just seen there is Julie,
12 chapitres avec en plus un prologue et
and there is
un
a
épilogue.
prologue and an epilogue,
On va vivre avec elle
and her story is told in 12
de
chapters,
cette jeune femme,
and her life as a young
Histoire.
woman,
d'amour, ses histoires
the story
personnelles.
of love, personal story.
Et cette jeune Julie, c'est Renate Reinsve.
And that's
Et même si on
Renate
l'avait déjà
Reinsve.
vu dans, le précédent film, enfin le précédent film à Cannes de
She was in
Joachim Trier,
Joachim Trier's last film in Cannes, Oslo, 31st of August.
c'est quasiment une révélation. Quoi. Elle est exceptionnelle dans le
I mean, she's astounding in the film.
En projection de presse ce matin, c'est
She's
révélation.
really marked people here in Cannes 2021.
Renate
A
Reinsve.
real revelation, Renate Reinsve.
Le film est complètement
The
centré sur
film is
elle.
totally focused on her,
Elle commence par un plan d'elle à une soirée
and there's a shot of her at a
en silhouette en train de
party in silhouette,
fumer une cigarette.
smoking a
On a
cigarette,
compris à ce moment-là
and that was when we understood that what Joachim Trier was interested in this film, was telling the story of this
elle est au
young
centre du film. Elle
woman.
est au centre du film.
She's at the heart of the film, the heart of the
Ah, ils sont venus
Shots.
hier. C'est prudent. Voilà donc la montée des marches du film de Joachim
So
Trier,
Joachim Trier, red carpet.
réalisateur danois mais qui tourne en Norvège.
He's Danish but shoots his films in Norway.
Joachim Trier qui est venu
Joachim
en
Trier.
2011 avec Oslo.
He came in 2011 with
Un certain regard.
Oslo,
Il est venu en
31st of
compétition
August,
avec
in a certain regard.
Louder Than Bombs.
Louder Than Bombs in competition.
C'était avec Tim Ross, me semble-t-il, ce film.
It was Tim Roth, I think. This
Voilà,
film.
l'équipe du film qui arrive dans 20 ans.
And here they are, they'll be here in a moment.
De la police nationale qui précède
The police motorcyclists there, ahead of the official cars.
De quoi? De quoi? Qu'est-ce qui se barre? Ah putain, il est tombé. De quoi?
On attend Joachim Trier, bien sûr.
Joachim Trier,
Actrice Renate Reinsve.
Renate Reinsve will be here.
Et ses acteurs, Anders Danielsen Lee,
With-
vous connaîtrez peut-être puisqu'il était dans Personne
Anders Danielsen
de Lydia Assayas.
Lee, he was in Olivia Ayes's film, Assayas's film Personal Shopper.
Herbert Nordrum,
Herbert Nordrum,
devrait accompagner le réalisateur.
We'll be here with the director, Joachim Trier.
Je vois Anders Danielsen Lee.
I can see Anders Danielsen Lee, Joachim Trier.
On va parler dans un instant.
We'll have a word in a moment.
Herbert Nordum.
Herbert Nordum.
C'est un petit bout de plastique, hein. C'est pas ça? Cherche.
On va pouvoir leur parler tranquillement.
We'll be able to have a word with them.
Je vois Renate Reinsve qui arrive.
Renate Reinsve is arriving.
On va aller chercher Joachim Trier là-bas.
We'll have a word with Joachim
Venir nous dire
Trier.
un petit mot. Voilà Joachim qui arrive.
Here he comes for a word.
Bonsoir Joachim, comment
Good
allez-vous?
evening, Joachim. How are you?
Good to see you too. I'm going to ask you to
Content.
stand right here if you don't mind.
Yes.
We have to be 1 meter away, you know. We are rolling. How would you explain your sensation before showing the movie here in Cannes, before we talk about the film itself?
I'm actually very, very moved. It's an interesting situation because usually when I make a film, I show it to a test audience a few times while I make the film, while I edit. During COVID, I could only show it to 5 people. I've never seen it with a big audience, so this is a very special night for me and the actors.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. I mean, this movie is more than a movie about a woman. It's a portrait of a woman. It's a portrait of a life of a young woman today. Why did you want to tell Julie's story?
I wanted to make something romantic, something visual, something with humor, a warm film, like a big hug, you know? And it's a kind of, it has melancholy in it, but it's really about finding yourself in love relationships. And I hadn't done that before, and I think it's one of the grand themes. And as my 5th film, I'm trying to handle love.
This is it's probably one of the most contemporary films that I've seen in years. How would you explain that? Was that really important for you to stay in your times?
I think it always is. I mean, you know, I'm trying to reflect things on a spontaneous level. The wonderful thing about being a filmmaker is in a world right now where everyone has very strong opinions, you mean either this or that. As a storyteller, you can actually try to look at the world and observe the complexity of it, and that's what we're hoping to do.
This film would be nothing without Renata. She's
So true.
unbelievable in it. How you giving her a lot of responsibility, you putting her a lot on her shoulder. Why? I mean, did you have any doubt that she couldn't handle it?
I didn't have any doubts. I made it for her. Renata played a small part in Oslo, August 31st, 10 years ago, my first film in Cannes. And she played a small part, only one line of dialogue. But from then I knew one day I will give her a lead part. So I wrote this for her, and she's a big discovery.
Oh, she's a revelation. I totally agree with you. Would you say that it is a feministic movie?
Feminism can be interpreted in so many ways, but of course it's about a strong young woman trying to find herself, so it will have those aspects. But more than anything, I'm trying to make a human story.
Is it easy for a man to talk about a woman this well?
Nothing is easy about telling any story, so this is challenging, but I hope I've made it respectful, I hope I made it good. I feel that Renata has also put a lot into the script. After I showed her the script, she came with good, interesting ideas. She's also a big collaborator in this.
Like what?
No, for example, she said it's important that you don't hold back on showing a woman with sexual passion, for example. As a man, I could be a little bit shy. Like, she said, no, women feel that way. It's not only men, you know. Let's make a strong woman. Let's not make her perfect. Let's make it messy, you know. Good.
The shape?
And what happens outside the image is as important as what we see. So to make it chapters, we were able to jump in time and to give people almost little novellas, little short stories that within a bigger story.
But everything is linked, of course.
I hope so, I think so.
Yes, it is. I can confirm. I'm going to let you go and
Thank you.
Enjoy your red carpet. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Merci infiniment. Renate, bonjour. Comment ça va? Vous parlez français?
Renate, comment ça va?
yeah.
How are you? You got to speak English.
I was telling Joachim that it's more than discovery. You're a revelation in this film. I mean, what you're doing is unbelievable. But it's giving you a lot of responsibilities, putting a lot on your shoulder. Were you afraid of that?
Well, yes, of course. It's scary doing it was my first lead role, so it was scary. But it was such a big. He had so much trust in me, and that made it also very, relaxed and easy. Also, actually,
I love that the fact that the film is feministic, but it's not feministic. I mean, it's about a woman. How would you say that it is or not a feministic movie?
I think because it's written by two men, but it was very important for them that I put my opinions on everything into the movie, and I brought everything that I thought about the issues. But I was very surprised that they wrote such accurate description of being a woman today, I think.
How close are you from Julie?
Not that close.
Really?
No, yeah. I'm very close to Julie. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand. But
Yeah.
do you feel that the young women all over the world will relate to her? I'm pretty sure they will.
Well, I hope so. That was my goal, to bring some nuances in that wasn't just mine, but stories I've heard, and just make it a bit universal. That would be the biggest compliment if someone else would relate. Yeah.
In a few minutes, you will show the movie to the world in Cannes, in this huge room.
Yes.
No pressure.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
To hear what everybody thinks. Yeah.
Pretty sure they will love it and they will love you, mademoiselle. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
Beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, Renate. On va parler avec les acteurs du film.
Now the actors from the film. Good evening. How are you, Anders? Fine. You speak French, I think. Yes, but I prefer English.
But ça, c'est très classe. Le costume de cette couleur, c'est très classe. Bravo.
But a very classy costume. You've got a very classy suit.
I just talked with Joachim and Renate, and I said to Joachim that it's probably one of the most contemporary movies that I've seen in years. Do you agree on that? Do you see that? Do you feel that the characters are contemporary?
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I haven't seen the movie yet.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Very good acting.
Thanks. No, but it makes sense. When I read the script, I felt that this was definitely a contemporary story about a woman in her early 30s trying to find out what to do in life, and her search for identity, and it felt very, very, very relevant to me. And at the same time, it felt like there was some kind of relationship with the other two movies that we have made during the last 15 years. So.
The thing also is that the love story that is told, the love story between your character and Julie, is at the same time very simple and kind of very complicated. But
exactly.
you guys play that very nicely, very ordinary, if I could use this word. How did you get to that balance?
That's a very good question. I think we try to, sometimes it's easier to do a breakup scene or to portray the complicated aspects of relationships. That can be easier sometimes than showing romantic bliss, because that can so often become a cliche. But you have to do that convincingly, because you have to invest in the relationship if you want the audience to feel something when they leave each other.
Talking about the audience, Cannes will be the first audience to discover the film. I'm pretty sure they will feel a lot. What's your feeling before the presentation?
I have a very, very good feeling, and I think one of the reasons why I didn't want to see this film until now is that we have been deprived of watching films with an audience because of the pandemic, and it feels like a tribute to that social experience of going into a movie theater and watch a film you've never seen with a big audience.
Well, I'm going to let you go into the movie theater.
Thank you very
Merci
much,
beaucoup,
sir.
Anders. Voilà donc l'équipe.
So here they are,
12 chapitres qui se met en place.
the worst person in the world. Verdens Verste Menneske, getting ready for the 5th filming competition this year in Cannes. The first Annette, then François Ozon's film.
D'abord eu le film d'Anna Lapide, ensuite
Another Lapide, of course, then Ozon.
il y a eu aussi cet après-midi
And then this afternoon there was the film
Saleh
from
Haroun Lingui,
Mohamed Saleh Haroun Lingui.
Julie en
And
12
tonight,
épreuves, en
the
12
worst
chapitres.
person in the world,
Oui. Et juste,
VERDENS VERSTE MENNESKE.
nous allons parler donc à la
And
superbe
we were talking to the wonderful Renate Reinsve.
pardon pour si je massacre le norvégien. C'est une vraie révélation, hein. C'est
A real revelation.
une révélation. Attendez-vous à la voir partout cette jeune.
And I'm sure we're going to see her a lot in the future. She's absolutely, you know, she is the film. She's not at the heart of the film, she is the film. She is Julie.
Puisqu'il y a aussi un prologue à
In 14 chapters, if you like, because there's 12 chapters in the film and a prologue and an epilogue.
Et même si le titre est
And even
le film, lui,
if the title is quite literary,
du grand cinéma,
the film is pure cinema,
souligné
and you're going to
la montée des
see
marches
this. So the red carpet of
du chapitre.
the worst person in the world.
Joachim Trier,
Julie in 12 chapters.
Renate Reinsve, Anders
Les
Tensen,
5 films dont parlait Joachim Trier pendant l'interview.
Films that Joachim Trier was talking about.
6 reprises.
2006
Nouvelle donne en français. Oslo,
reprise, Oslo 31st of August,
en 2011, qui était
Oslo August 31st,
un regard
in a certain regard
au festival.
for the festival. Louder Than Bombs,
En 2015.
2015, 2017, Thelma,
Et donc, cette année, Julie.
and then this year
par le chef
we
opérateur
have
Casper
the
Bruxelles,
worst person in
Thomas
the
Robscham,
world.
Andrea Ottmar, producteur, Juliette
Et
Schramm,
Louder Than Bomb était en compétition.
Louder Than Bombs was in competition in 2015,
distributeur international et coproducteur, et Alexandre Valéry, distributeur.
Alors que le vent se lève sur les marches et que mes fiches s'envolent.
and the
Joachim Trier,
wind is rising here on the Croisette here in Cannes.
Joachim Trier donc à l'image.
So Joachim Trier there,
et après
Renate
Renate
Reinsve.
Reinsve.
Ça c'est Herbert Nordum, un des acteurs, le seul acteur dont nous n'avons pas parlé. Ah, elle va poser toute seule.
Ah, maybe going to pose by herself. Renate.
Reinsve.
mais aussi Anders Daniel.
Regardez cette jeune femme, vous allez la voir.
I'm sure you're going to see a lot of this young woman in the future,
Découvre
a rising star that we're discovering this evening,
grâce aux images que nous offre
thanks
le réalisateur.
to Clément Reboussin, who is making the is directing this evening.
Offrir des pizzas aux chèvres au chef.
Oslo 31 août, mais aussi en France.
Le Danemark, donc, pays de naissance de Joachim
So
Trier.
Denmark is the country where Joachim Trier comes from originally,
Rodin de Jacques
Mais qui travaille en Norvège.
but he works in Norway.
On l'a vu également dans Betrayed d'Eric Svensson. Et on le retrouvera en
Oui.
compétition dans Bergman
Vous
Island.
pouvez saluer le festival de Cannes. Il n'arrête pas de tourner.
Lilian Senior.
She keeps spinning around.
Et donc, la magnifique comédienne norvégienne Renate Reinsve, que vous pouvez admirer en ce moment sur le tapis rouge.
Et Thierry Frémaux qui attend le
There's Thierry Frémaux waiting for the
festival.
team.
Voilà donc toute l'équipe de
So there they are,
en 12 chapitres.
Bon, c'est le 5e
VERDENS VERSTE MENNESKE,
reprise Nouvelle Donne en 2006.
Dont le titre original, Je me lance, et Verdens Verste Menneske.
the worst person in the world.
Je ne sais pas du tout si ça veut dire Julie en 12 chapitres. Hein, je vous le dis tout de suite.
En 2017, avant donc Julie
Je me renseigne.
en 12 chapitres qui lui permet de retrouver la compétition cannoise, la compétition officielle. Et donc cette montée des marches.
Voilà donc l'équipe de Julie en 12 chapitres.
So
qui va être accueilli dans un tout petit
The
instant.
crew from the worst person in the world,
Doucement, tout doucement.
Julian 12 chapters.
Et
There they
voilà.
are very slowly.
Joachim Trier,
Joachim Trier,
salué par Thierry Frémaux,
rated by Thierry Frémaux,
Anders Danielsen
Anders Danielsen Lee,
et Renate Reinsve,
Renate Reinsve,
Herbert Nordholm.
Herbert Nordholm.
Du film vient donc rejoindre Joachim Trier,
Et je crois que
notamment Casper
le cinquième, c'est Est-ce qu'il vote.
And I think
Et voilà toute l'équipe du
this
film.
person there is Eskil Vogt,
Puis le directeur de la photo,
co-writer.
Casper Jensen. Herbert Nordholm au centre de l'image, Joachim Trier,
Joachim Trier,
Renate Reinsve,
Renate Reinsve,
Anders Danielsen Lee.
Anders Danielsen Lee.
Alors on s'est renseigné en régie et Elvin, notre producteur, me dit que Verden Verste Menneske, ça veut
So
dire
the literal
être
translation
humain
is
du
the
monde.
worst person in the world.
Évidemment, ça n'a pas du tout le même sens.
The French title is Julian 12 chapters.
Et c'est pas mal trouvé parce que quand vous verrez le film, vous comprendrez.
When you see the film, of course, you'll understand why.
Il est Joachim Trier.
Et voilà donc Herbert Nordholm, Joachim Trier,
Joachim Trier,
Renate
Renate
Reinsve,
Reinsve,
Présenté aujourd'hui.
tout en haut des marches, juste avant
At
la
the top of the
projection,
red carpet.
juste avant de donner le film
before the film is given to
au
the
monde entier.
world,
Regarde Spike Lee
with
au-dessus.
Spike Lee above them.
Anders Danielsen Lee, on va le retrouver
Anders
dans quelques
Danielsen
jours.
Lee. In a few days, he'll be in
Hansen Love
My Hansen Loves film,
Island.
Bergman's Island.
Ce sera pour la deuxième semaine du festival.
During the second week of the festival.
Et avec nous, on va rentrer avec eux jusque dans la salle.
So we're going to go right into the theatre with them.
Jusqu'à minuit.
Thierry Frémaux et
Thierry Frémaux, Joachim Trier, chatting
que se disent-ils?
about what, I wonder.
Ça va rester entre eux.
We'll never know.
Et voilà donc l'entrée dans la
So
salle
there they go into the theatre.
de Joachim Trier,
Joachim Trier,
Renate Reinsve,
Renate Reinsve,
et toute l'équipe de Julien.
and the rest of the crew from The Worst Person in the World.
Voilà donc. Et voilà donc toute l'équipe qui s'installe
So there they are,
sur le rang I.
settling down in row I.
Voilà donc. La mise en place sur le rang I de toute l'équipe de Julie en 12 chapitres.
There they are, all settling down into row I.
Voilà donc Joachim Trier,
Joachim Trier,
Renate Reinsve.
Renate Reinsve.
On annonce tout de suite que dans 2 heures, cette demoiselle est une star.
In 2 hours' time, she'll be a star.
Tout simplement. Et voilà.
No more, no
Ils
less.
s'installent.
There they are.
Il y a du vent sur la croisette.